Okay, hello. I hope everybody is doing good out there. Grand rising to everybody. Good night to everybody. Good afternoon to everybody. Hope everybody is having a good day. In America, it's July 4th. Now, I ain't gonna even get on them because many times, as I said, with me, it's not even worth it. You know, don't make no sense you pick on somebody that's not worth it. And to be honest, many times they are not worth it to even talk about certain things. But as you see, to be real with it, many people that was supposed to celebrate Juneteenth, they didn't wake up at all. They was asleep. But soon as 4th of July come around, everybody ready to barbecue and everybody ready to cheer. And this is why I say people show you who they are. You don't need to ask. Just let them show you. There's many of times in life where people told me there was many things and I didn't believe them because I let them show me who they are. I don't care what you say. Your words mean nothing if you don't have no action behind it. That's what my mother used to tell me and my brother when we was kids. Your words mean nothing if they have no action behind them. And many of times I did trust people's words as a young child growing up until I had to open my eyes to see that many people's words had no action behind it at all. And with this live, I want to hit on a few things, as in some people studying the negative energy and the world studying good energy. I made a few posts, shorts about New Jersey Drive, one of my favorite movies of all time. Great movie, love the movie. Great setup, great storyline, great story, great cast, you know, like I love the movie. But people took the majority of the movie, what we will see from New Jersey Drive is them jacking cars or them taking cars. That would be like the main point of the movie that some people would see. And what I seen in the movie, if you ask me, was a young child, Jason, struggling to be himself. Okay, in Newark, New Jersey. And it's like you can see he was being peer pressured from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end, because he enjoyed a good ride in the movie, but at the end of the day, he went right back to the school where he belonged, and this is what a lot of young men and young women, they go into the streets and they don't want to be in the streets. And a lot of them got parents. Some of them don't have parents. And a lot of people use excuses of, some people that didn't have parents, they had to go to the streets. Sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not true. Okay? Sometimes it's true and sometimes it's very much not true. Because that's one thing I don't like is when people tell lies about real life. Don't do it. Because in the movie, you could see Nugget was street. All he had really, love in his house was his grandmother. His brother's coming home from jail and Jesse. Was that any love? No. So, all he had was the streets, and Jason had his mother, he had his sister, and he had his mother boyfriend, his going to be stepfather if they ever made a part 2 to the movie. That was his stepfather. That was the man of the house, whether he liked it or not, because as you see in the movie, the mother and father had to get money to bail Jason out of jail many times, and Jason ain't had no job. He barely went to school and he was barely making money off the street, So there's a lot of things in the movie that you could catch, because when Jason left his mom's house and went to Nugget house to sleep, and he was saying, what? Automotive? He didn't say automotive, but that's what he wanted to say. He said, auto what? And he said, this is a book for school. And he said, what you think I'm going to be doing? Being on the street with you for the rest of my life? And Midget told him. He said, what you want to do? Get a job working for some white dude? He getting paid off of your blood, sweat, and tears and your knowledge? And I'm going to paraphrase this of what Midget said about the dude with the Lexus. In this part where a lot of people probably didn't get it, but I want my brothers to get this. Midget was totally correct when he said, I looked at that dude with that car and I knew more about the car than he did. And it's the truth. It's the truth. Young black man, you are not stupid in this world at all, okay? You are very much intelligent and wise. You are a beacon, okay? You are a beacon. You are a light. You are a fire. And this is why I will always say us hurting and killing each other, black men, Not in America and the Caribbean islands only, but all over the world. It don't make no sense we hurt each other. Okay, because when we have a drive to do something, we get it done. We get it done. And we don't let nothing stop us. And every black man know what I mean. When we have that drive in our mind and we say we gonna do something, we gonna get it done. And there's nothing gonna get in our way and stop us. We gonna get it done. I ain't gonna never be thinking my brothers is down. Yeah, you may do some things that may trip you out in life, but that still don't make you down, brother. You still ain't down. You still a king. You still supreme. You still will rise. That's why I'm not into the games of when I look at all type of different brothers on YouTube dissing on each other. I'm not in that nonsense. Not for that crap. Even the big podcasters and the big so-called celebrities getting back and forth dissing on each other, man, that joint weak. Okay, because there's something else in life that you need to find to do. Because if people actually, and I'm talking to everybody now in the world, if people actually think getting on the internet every day, talking about gossip, or gossiping about somebody, or talking about somebody going back and forth, like that joint is whack, and it's like, what are you getting? Because the thing is, you see how Vlad and them could do it? They could throw a story up about a little thing and they gonna skyrocket off of that. You wanna argue with somebody and it ain't getting you nowhere. Because first of all, it's just a whole bunch of wasted energy. Because I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna tell everybody this that got a problem with each other on the internet. We're gonna just be funky and we're gonna be for real. Whether it's ladies or whether it's men. If you have a problem with somebody on the internet, see them off of the internet and don't bring it on the internet. Plain and simple. See them off the internet. Because if it's that real, you ain't gonna get up here and talk about it. Okay? If it's that real, you're not gonna get up here and talk about it. So people should really start to think what they doing when they think they have problems or beef or so-called drama with people on this internet. Okay? Leave it off the internet. Because what a lot of people don't see is gonna happen. It's just a lot of people gonna go to jail for the internet. And the sad thing is, people don't take heed to real life. They rather bump their head than ask why. It's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, because this internet thing, and YouTube mainly, and TikTok, it's going to get a lot of people in trouble. In trouble that you can't get out of. And if you think that when I say get you in trouble, that I'm talking about any law, nah, man. Law enforcement don't run the world. People still don't understand what we are living in. And you are playing games with something that you have no idea that you're playing with. Okay? And I'm going to keep on saying it. The internet is going to destroy a lot of people's lives. A lot of people's lives. Because once you can't, separate this dummy world from real life, and you actually gonna bring this dummy world into real life? Mm-mm-mm-mm. You got something else coming for you, and you got something else coming to you. Okay? Mm. And for all the people out there, I don't care who you is, I'ma say this. Black Americans and people from the Caribbean islands that are black, if today is July 4th, as they say, let's make it a day where today we stop that nonsense of a so-called beef and drama, okay? Because we are one. That nonsense must stop, because I wanted to build on that, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna stand on the mountain, Delvin, and I ain't gonna even go down there and crumble in the mud. I ain't gonna go arguing in the mud, because I know my elders and ancestors from in this universe. I know what they set forth, and I will not break the chains that they made, okay? Because we done broke off chains, and we made our own good chains, bonds, and I won't break them bonds over stupidity and ignorance and anger and egotistic things that people would run nowadays on the internet. Mm-mm. I'm gonna keep us up. I'm not gonna go back to no nonsense, you know? So the people that wanna cause division, continue. But all I have to say, man, you digging yourself a deep hole. And trust me, that hole that you dig yourself in, many people will drop in that hole with you. So when you think it's your time to come out that hole, just remember all of the people on top of you. Like they said in the movie Dancehall Queen, put that in your pipe and smoke it. And I ain't talking about a crack pipe. I'm talking about a chalice or a tobacco pipe. You people with your low-level thinking. Light up the chalice, let we burn down room. For real, they must really be thinking in life it was good to do negative deeds to people. And they thought people wasn't gonna feel no emotion, no anger, no pain. Well, let me tell you something, people. You have a right to be angry. You have a right to feel pain, okay? Because the world that we are living in now, whether people like it or not, it's okay with all the masquerades and all the makeup that they done put up. But I'm gonna say this, and many other people could say it proud. This is a black planet that they covered up. And when all of it really comes out, it shouldn't be no sorries. Shouldn't be no I told you so's. All I could say is let it rain. Because it is gonna rain when that happens. Because day by day and time by time, you see things coming out that's true. And you see things that's falling that's false. There's enough time for the false prophets. They had enough time. They had enough time. And their time is up. You know, like, you can fool generations after generations after generations. But not this modern day generation. Because one thing lovely about this modern day generation, many people will search. And many people will not stop. Because when it always look cloudy, that's when you have to know the Titans will come out. And they will fight for the people. This is a spiritual war that we're getting into. It's just the beginning. Let them play with their bombs and their guns. But they're gonna have to deal with something else. And they know it. You know? That's why they had to trick the people, fool the people, you know? Because they know what they gotta deal with. They know the beating they gonna take. They know the destruction they cause. You know, today, shit, America is 248 years old. Shit, you got stuff in Africa older than that. 248 years is baby. That's baby age in Africa. Shit. I'll give you the 250. I'll round it to 250 since it's over the 5. We'll go back to school. Since you want the 8, I'll round that to, if we say, the 248 years that America is. I'll give you the 250. You 250 years old. Now, if you think about it, the universe is 11 to 13 billion years old. The sun, you give it 4.6 billion years. You see how small you are compared to a lot of other things, you know? Africa is more than 10,000 years old. More. Okay? More than 10,000 years old. I'm gonna say it again. Africa is more than 10,000 years old. They have things in Africa that's 20,000 years old, 100,000 years old, 1,000,000 years, and I can keep going. Got stuff in what we call America that been here before the United States of America was established over thousands of years. You know, you don't own the almanacs. You don't, you know. But you went masquerading around the world. And this is the thing I want to always tell people, you know, I get disrespectful with them, you know, because they've been disrespectful to the world and they blind the world thinking that you to play God. You to play the Most High, you to play Allah, you to play Jah, you to play Krishna, you to play the Supreme, you are Buddha, you are Krishna, you are Ganesh, you are Shiva, you are Jesus, you the prophet. That's what you played on the people. And don't matter how much you want to lie, you can't escape it. Because you got over 50% of Americans are Christian. You got different places in the world that are different sectors of religions. So I always ask myself too, who separated all these people into these different sectors? It don't matter how you twist and turn it, a human is a human. Humans cannot change that. You cannot change that fact. Okay? You cannot change that order. But humans like to lie and build on lies and keep on building on lies where the truth get buried. And in this modern day now, when you even come up with a slight hammer in the truth, trying to break through all that cement of lies, and you see the truth come with a little light, they try to cover it up again. They cover it up again. But, not now. Because now is the time where it ain't about the color. It ain't about the religion. And that's one good thing I would say about the internet. There's some real ones on the internet where they're not about no division when it comes to the human race. They accept the human race as the human race. And I'm going to keep saying it. Those who cause the division, your days are soon numbered, okay? Because it's just natural nature and natural order of things, okay? You have to understand, people been murdered around this world to keep certain people in control, and that's not nowhere of what you want to call God or any superior being. That is nowhere. So when governments and politicians override what God ain't doing, and we saying that like we want God to like save, no, it don't go so. The people have to save the world because it's the people seeing what's going on, and it's people that's hurting people, okay, with greed and mistreatment. So when anybody tell me anything of praying it away, no way, Jose. And it ain't with no, like, I'm not with the confusion of people saying, oh, what you talking about, fighting evil with evil? No. But you fight evil with knowledge and wisdom. You fight evil with real power from this universe that evil knows nothing about. Okay? Because those who consider themselves evil or think that they're evil, they don't know nothing about Jah power. They don't know nothing about the natural nature of this universe, and they don't know universal power. They try to manipulate it. Yeah, they try. But they'll never have the key to open those doors. That's why I don't care when people think that they tough or they evil. You weak. Real power lies where real power lies. Real power don't lies in intimidating people or putting fear in people. Okay, because if you want to talk about real power is standing up to people like that and beating down so-called bullies of the world. That's real power. But no, to the people that's living now, that's not power. Because you know why? They made something in their dictionaries called treason and traitors and turncoats. That's why we have so much different worlds inside of one world. And I'm going to keep on saying it. The humans will always be confused until they find that fuse so they can't be used. Okay? The humans will always be confused until they find that fuse. It's sickening though, because this is where some people actually think that it's okay for them to do what they do around the world. For the people that think it's okay, you gotta just think it's bigger than the state, city, or country, or island, or wherever you want to call where you live at. Continent, you know. This is big, but it's big and it's great because, as I said in my last live, you see all the people around the world connect as one. Yeah, that's a scary sight for them. That's a scary sight for many of the people to see, but I believe it, you know. I believe it. I believe different people from all around could get together. I believe many people could connect. Believe it in, I know it. Because when I say my people, yes, I mean black people. I'm going to always stand up for that. And when I say my people, I mean them other souls in the world that's real. That know what they supposed to know. That know, excuse me, that this ain't a game. You know? Some people could take down the pigmentation and look between and see what this is. But those who can't, they would always live in the program that we are living in. I just say this. Been many programs made. And ain't nobody break it yet. Ain't nobody break it yet. One key to breaking this code, and a lot of people know, is all of us together. All of us together. They can't stand. You can't have people brainwashed. Gotta break them. And they wouldn't be happy. But it ain't for you to be happy or sad. It's for you to just see it. You know? Because that's the thing about nature. It ain't got no happy or sad emotion. It's just living. And can't explain it. See the nonsense? You know? This look like it's 1996. But as I was saying, before the little 4th of July nonsense, you know, yeah, this is in real time, you know, this is alive, you know, you get everything full action, you know, and the people will be doing more of that tonight. But, and that's even the thing too, if I really want to bring it in on that. If some people in America celebrate 4th of July, I always ask myself why the rest of the Americans ain't celebrate Juneteenth. Because they ain't look like nobody cared about Juneteenth at all. They didn't, you know. And this is why this joint is deeper than color, you know, but I just say certain people don't want to really open up their eyes and see what's going on. They don't want to step up to the plate, you know, and I know they'll be scared to step up to the plate for a long time, because if you look at a lot of these presidents and kings and queens around the world, yeah, most of them is supposed to be certain ones of you. But you'll be what they call around the world a citizen of a certain country, nation, or island. You know, that's what you'll be. You know? Fireworks don't even exist anymore. For somebody asked years ago too. A lot of us in America, did we care about 1776, or did we just love busting fireworks on the 4th of July growing up? And if you ask me, a lot of us just love busting fireworks on the 4th of July when we was growing up. We just loved going to the dude that had the fireworks, and when it came time for us to pop them, we popped them. Okay, that's how it went. And I guess some people are still doing it, you know, as they say, carry on, carry on, carry on, you know, carry on. Because when it's time for you to really wake up and get serious, I hope people wake up and get serious, you know, and don't continue to play inside of Dream World. But some people will continue to play inside of Dream World, because Dream World is very safe for a lot of people, you know. If they have to really, you know, open their eyes, it'll be shocking. It'll be very bad for a lot of people. They wouldn't want to see. And it's so bad, you know. Sure. Some people buy some special glasses. They buy some special glasses and glue them joints on. And they never take it off. Because they don't want to see the real world. Don't show them that. You know? Don't show them that at all. Leave them alone and leave them in their fantasy world. Thank you for everybody that joined the live. Have a nice day. You know, enjoy yourselves. Peace, love, God bless.